Welcome back to American Agenda. Today's the day that Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin's mask optional order was supposed to go into effect at schools across the state, but 7 school boards filed suit this morning to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, the school board's lawyers arguing that Youngkin's executive order goes against Article 8, Section 7 of Virginia's Constitution, which asserts that the supervision of schools in each school division shall be vested in a school board.
Yeah, not the governor. So joining us now to discuss on our panel, Florida businessman, lawyer, and GOP strategist Ford O'Connell, and host of Money Talk with Melanie and Project 21 member, and I believe an educator, Melanie Collette. So let's talk about the legal elements of this first, Ford. I happen to live in a district, one of those districts. I don't want my kids to have to wear a mask. I think it should be optional, but you have a lot of teachers, a lot on the other side saying, hey, it's keeping us safe. What's your take on this?
Well, hat tip to Governor Youngkin for fighting back against unchecked bureaucratic tyranny. Look, and if I'm a judge in a court, here's what I'm going to say. For public policy reasons, let's look at this very carefully. Face coverings are largely ineffective, and that's coming from the CDC, not me. They impede learning, and they cause major psychological problems in children over a long period of time. And frankly, Governor Youngkin needs a beacon to understand legally how to navigate this maze that clearly these 7 school districts in Virginia are throwing up. He's got a beacon in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis, who pushed back on the school boards in Florida and was largely effective. And frankly, the parents like him. I mean, why else should the parents not be controlling what their students, what their children do?
Well, the school board would disagree with you on that front, though, Ford, because they brought up more evidence saying why they should be listened to instead of Governor Youngkin. They're saying that that Governor Youngkin should follow federal health recommendations to the, quote, maximum extent practicable. And they say the CDC recommends universal indoor masking by all students ages 2 years and older, staff, teachers and visitors to K through 12 schools, regardless of vaccination status, even though, like you were pointing out, we have seen those reports that masks apparently don't work. So as our educator, what do you think about this? Should these 7 school boards, should they get their way, and should the mask not be optional? Because that's what Governor Youngkin wants, for them to be optional, not banning them.
Part of my issue with the whole masking debate is that we are not using science, and we're not using logic, and we're not using anything related to the kids. I have told people that even after this pandemic is over, God willing, I'm probably going to keep using a mask just to keep myself well, because there's just a lot of germs in school. Having said that, if parents don't want their kids to wear masks, they shouldn't have to wear masks. I don't see what the big problem is, and we shouldn't be doing a one-size-fits-all. And I think that's what the problem that many parents have. You have kids who have special needs, that have issues with wearing a mask. You have kids who have asthma. I have asthma myself. I wear a KN95 mask while I'm teaching, and it is extremely hard to breathe. And now the science has said that the KN95, and it said that a long time ago. I don't know why the CDC and certain pundits on other networks are acting like this is a revelation.
Yeah,
the KN95 masks
took them a while
are the
to
only
catch.
ones that are effective. We've known that for a while.
Yes, but
that's what I've been wearing. But
yeah, and they tend to be a little slow to pick up on it. Yeah, I guess Ford and Melanie. Let me ask you, Melanie. The concern, and I know some parents personally, the concern is tomorrow, where I go, they were off today. So tomorrow they go to school, don't wear a mask if they're a kid, and they send them home. I think that's what the fear is.
And I think that is a legitimate fear. I don't think that's an illegitimate fear at all. And
okay.
Like the latest variant is spreading like wildfire.
Oh yeah,
throughout the
it's all over the place where we live.
It's all over the place. So
yeah.
I think that's a legitimate fear.
But
you're talking.
But the people are not dying from it. I mean, by and large. Go ahead, Ford.
Well, here's the thing. I agree with Melanie. There's no one size fits all here, okay? But let's
Right.
be honest. The Biden administration, these various state bureaucracies have no idea whatsoever on how to control COVID. And when I look at the latest NBC poll, what I see is parents are far more concerned about the loss of learning in their children than they are about getting COVID. We are talking about the least vulnerable segment of the population, and
Okay.
yet we're still
Right.
having this ridiculous argument.
Okay, we got to go here. So
Yeah.
sorry.
And ultimately, I mean, this is why Governor Youngkin was voted into
One of the
office.
reasons, yeah.
I mean, you know, giving parents more control about what goes on in the classroom with their students.